So let's talk about some details with an actual client. I won't mention the client's name for their privacy, but how AI was able to help them with a problem that they had in with their business. And really, he felt that if he couldn't get this problem solved, he would actually have to close his business. So the first thing that expense that he had is he has a sales company, and he has employees that call out from his leads, runs ads to generate leads. So that wasn't a problem. He always had leads coming in. In the past, this was someone who had about 500 to 600 employees calling out, and he would tell me this before he came to me. He's actually been a client of mine for about 5 years, but before he got with my company, he started out, I mean, he had, was telling me about how many people he had working for him with calling out. And he said, but Steve, things have changed and people are not answering. It's taken a lot of phone calls, and the labor cost was just, a lot. You got workers' compensation, you got people calling in sick, which there's, people can get sick. So I'm not against that. But it was just, he said that business was not what it used to be. And I said, well, number one, we got to talk about some automation solutions for your business. And he was very resistant to even considering automated type solutions because he was basically stuck in the past. And I told him that I understand his feelings because with one of my companies, my advertising company, I was kind of stuck in the past. I was really like stuck in the middle because my business was really stuck in the past, which was a printed publication. But I was doing things on the other side with all of my other businesses with automation, doing stuff for the future. And so I said, I understand your feeling. And it was mainly the reason why he was stuck in the past was because what he was doing was had him at a comfort level. And that's where I was at with my one business, with my printing advertising business. I was at a comfort level, but you can't be at that comfort level. So he had leads coming in, but the problem started happening where he was just not getting people on the phone. And it became to where he could not support having all of those people, having people calling out and not having people getting on the phone. It just wasn't working for him anymore. So what most of the solution that probably anyone who is not well versed in AI, the first solution that they're going to try to say is you need to get better quality leads. That's like the go-to. Any advertising agency, any company that's out there, or any marketer, they're going to say you got to make the leads better. And then I would say, that's part of it. You got to pre-qualify the leads a little bit better. But this is something that I need you to consider. And I did this in my business, and it made a huge difference. And it actually made a comfortable bridge for me to start to cross and utilize AI in my companies, because when you understand that people are busy, which is what I said, and this is what I want you to consider. You could have leads coming in, but those people are people too. And they're not just waiting for you to call them. They're not, even though they opted in, they're not sitting there by the phone waiting on you to call them. People are also unsure about what they are actually looking at as a solution. And then there's a whole bunch of options out there that are available to people. So they kind of get paralyzed in making a decision. And so automation, AI, using AI and automation will help you be above the other companies who are not understanding that these are the things that your leads are dealing with. When I implemented that into my business, it made a huge difference because I was able to lower my labor cost, and I was able to shift the employees that was able to work within the new environment. The new environment was to actually be more in the customer service after they became a customer, or maybe answering a few questions before they became a question, because the AI did everything that they used to do. So this is something that with my companies, I actually don't even have salespeople anymore. I know that might sound crazy, but my AI agents do all of that. It actually does the back and forth talking. It actually completes the sale. So just think about that. If you had an individual that was doing the back and forth talking, and then they were actually punching in the sale, and you can replace that with an AI agent, or you can replace that with an AI agent to make the appointment, how much of a difference would that make for your business? And also, something that I was thinking about when I was driving into work today is that people think that AI is something new. Anything that you've used to replace what you used to do in your business, or even as an individual, not even with business, is artificial intelligence. I was thinking to myself, with frequently asked questions, I was like, before people put frequently asked questions on there, you know what people used to do? They used to have to call people back and tell them that stuff over and over and over again to different people. And then websites came about, and then when websites came about, people started getting the same questions over again, even with email, and they was like, well, why don't I just put frequently asked questions on the bottom of my website? And then utilizing something that is, I call it artificial intelligence, because a website is something that's artificial, that is taking the place of something that you or someone in your business had to do. Even if it's for an individual, with artificial intelligence, with utilizing something as simple as email to communicate back and forth with a family member or a friend. Like, some of this stuff, we take it for granted and we don't even understand that we're using artificial intelligence. It's just at a different level. With this client, what we ended up being able to do to help him, the end result, to close it out on what was the huge benefit to him, was when his leads came in, utilizing artificial intelligence, which was automation with email communication, automation with text communication, automation with voice communication. And this was all done as if it was an individual talking to the leads. And for his company, he wanted them to set up appointments for him. I was just looking in at his screen today for tomorrow. Tomorrow is June 4th, 2025. Already, we're halfway through the day. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 appointments that are set up for his reps to call back. How would you feel if you woke up in the morning and let's just say that you have a business, you're an insurance agent, and you needed to get appointments set, that the work was done, the back and forth was done enough for an individual to actually set an appointment for you. This is the work that we do with Xynith.ai. So if you need help implementing AI into your business, what I want you to do is go to our website, look at what we do, and you can actually talk with one of our AI agents so you can see how impressive this is. And if you want to set up a consultation, we can do that to help you put processes in place to help you bring in more profits and to save you time so you can do more of the things that you enjoy doing. Thank you for your time. This is Stephen A. Williams.